Hey guys. Okay, so real quick, I want to make this a quick video. I tried to film this once before and it was just way too long. So I'm going to try to go through this quick. I'm going to talk to you about my overseeding plan. Technically, I'm using two different plans, one for the front, one for the back. For obvious reasons, they are different. One is all liquid, one's all granular, or mostly granular. Sorry, we're in the messy garage today. I'm just doing a lot of cleanup in here. To make it much nicer and just better in general. So we're hanging out in here today since I'm already in here. Okay, so I'm going to go through the front plan first because there's more stuff involved with it, and then I'm going to go through the back plan. I'm going to mention some specific products that I will be using, some of which have been sent to me by gracious people. Some of them I purchased, some of them I traded with, and then some of the stuff I'm going to be getting isn't here yet, but it will be, so I don't have anything to show you. Anywho. I'm going to tell you my plan, and I'm also going to tell you some things that are changing with that plan as written because of some other factors that have come up. And it's important, I'm going to tell you about that because it's important to know that with a lot of these plans, especially with seeding or innovations or overseeding, you have to be flexible, you have to be able to change things up because you never know what's going to happen, you know. Especially in the Midwest. My issue isn't weather related, but still. First of all, Budget Lawns, thanks. I did buy this, but still thanks for sending me a shirt, man. Okay, here we go. So, step one with every renovation, every overseed is start mowing lower. So that's step one. I've already started that. I'm going to continue it. I started it 6 weeks before I was planning to put down seed, okay? And everything is based around when seed is supposed to go down or when seed already has gone down. So that's step one. Step two, 14 to 21 days before seed goes down, I'm going to apply some mesotrione with a surfactant. So I have the Meso 4 SC Select, which you can get on Yard Mastery. I'll have a link in this description. And then the non-ionic surfactant from LawnStar. Again, it'll be an Amazon affiliate link, but still a LawnStar link. So I'm putting it down with surfactant to get rid of weeds that are currently there that require mesotrione and its post-emergent properties. Next, 3 to 7 days before seed, this was the original plan, 3 to 7 days before seed in the front, I was going to dethatch using the Sunjo that I bought. Dethatch using the Sunjo 2 to 3 passes if I could manage it on the hill. Well, that's now changing, so things are getting reordered here, okay? So now, 14 to 21 days before seed, I am dethatching the front because I happen to have rented one of those big drop-in dumpsters because I need to clean out my basement, I need to clean out my garage. A lot of stuff got water damage, a lot of stuff is just junk, whatever. So now I will be dethatching with the Sunjo, 2 passes minimum, and then applying mesotrione with the surfactant. Which means that I will have to go over and dethatch again to get rid of the some junk that got killed, but that's okay. I won't have to do all of those same passes, right? I'll just have to do one extra cleanup pass, okay? So that is what has changed there. So so all that stuff is the same. So the same day as seed, if I can swing it. If not, it'll be a couple days before, you know, not after, obviously. But I'm going to aerate. And I'm going to remove the cores using a big, huge, super wide rake like this, because it'll make it easy. And the reason I want to remove the cores is, first of all, I don't want the cores pancaking out and smothering anything, right? Number two, I don't know what's in the cores. It could be weed seeds, it could be blah, blah, who cares? It doesn't matter. I'm going to remove the cores. Typically, you would remove the cores if you were going to sand or top dress or level. I'm not sanding, I'm not doing that. I'm just removing the cores and letting it stay open. It'll fill back in, it's fine. The seed will drop in there, it'll be nice and happy. Okay, and then, so again, day of seed, or a couple days before aerate, and then day of seed, I am putting down in the front some GCI turf type tall fescue, and I am wearing a GCI hat, right? Okay, yeah, I am wearing a GCI hat, but I bought this hat. He did not send me it. He did send me the seed, though. I'm thankful. Thank you, Pete. I am also a GCI seed affiliate, so you'll see a link in the bottom. But turf type tall blend. There's 3 different turf type tall fescues in there. right now I don't remember these. The video is not specifically about the seed, so I didn't have to memorize that. Okay, so that's the seed I'm putting down in the front. And once I've put the seed down and everything's kind of settled, for a second, I'm just going to give myself a little break. I'm going to be putting down hydretain, watering it in like crazy to get it all watered in. Once that dries, or once the water from the hydretain dries, which thank you to Ecologel for sending me this hydretain, I'm going to be applying meso again with no surfactant, because in this case I'd be using it for a pre-emergent, or rather for its pre-emergent properties. Okay, next, and I do have a little script in front of me here to remember all this because you know me, I got off track. Okay, so once the water from the hydrogen is dried from watering it in, once it's dry, I'm applying meso. Once that's dry, then I am applying starter fertilizer. Now I'm using 2 different kinds here, and I'll tell you why. So first one I'm using, thanks to realloaddad.com, I did buy this, but thank you, 8-18-12 Subvert. Now the reason I'm applying this is, first of all, it's a great analysis for starter fertilizer, obviously, but then it's got the peptides. And research and experiments have shown that peptides are very, very beneficial for seeding grass because it gets the roots pushing out quickly. And that might not be technically correct, as I don't think it helps with them going quicker. It just helps them go harder, you know? And hopefully you know what I mean. And then, thanks again to Ecologel for sending me some BloomPlex. Now this typically is used for trees and ornamentals, but look at that analysis, 8-16-5. So the reason I'm putting them both down at the same time is because I want some peptides, but I also wanted to try this because it's not marketed as a starter fertilizer. So I wanted to see how it was going to handle. And plus this has a bunch of micros in it, and I don't think this does. This one has a little bit of micros in it. So combining the 2 of them, not in the same tank, I might be able to, but I don't want to. I'm going to be applying them separately. But applying them together, I'm getting the peptides, I'm getting the starter fertilizer benefits from both, and then I'm getting micros from this one. So micros are going to hang out in the soil. The grass that's already there, it's going to help, but it's also going to help the grass when it starts coming up, right? And I just realized something. I forgot one more new entry in there. A week or so before I seed, I am also going to be applying, thanks to Jason Garski and BRAD on the lawndiscord.com, I am going to be getting some some TNex, which is a plant growth regulator. I'm going to be applying it to the grass that's currently there, which will slow down the growth of that grass, especially when I'm watering heavily and when I'm applying lots of fertilizer to get the new seed growing. So thank you to them, and that is another footnote that I'm going to be adding before aeration, after mesotrium. Okay, next up is, this starter fertilizer blend. I'm going to be putting each down at 6 ounces per 1,000. And I'm not going to change it up. I'm just going to stick with that because it's going to be easy, and I'm going to use a hose and sprayer. I might use a backpack, I'm not sure yet. But I'm going to be applying that same day as seed, 7 days later, 7 days after that, and 7 days after that. The reason being is when it comes to liquids, you have to put more down, or you have to put it down more often to get the same effect as a granular. That's it. Next, about 21 days, this is tall fescue. I'm going to probably see germination before then, but about 21 days, I'm going to stop doing anything besides watering. I'm just going to hang out. I'm going to slow my watering down, obviously, but I'm just going to water. I'm not going to do anything else. And then about 2 weeks after I start to see germination, so start to see, the second I see one little guy, I'm going to say that's germination. It doesn't have to be across the board, because during those, from the first day I see germination, it's probably going to be a week, and then the 2 weeks after that, when I'm still applying starter and stuff, and then 2 weeks after that, 14 days after I see germination, right? Or 14 days, 2 weeks after the third, God, okay, 2 weeks after the last application of the starter fertilizer, I'm going to be applying some nitrogen fertilizer. By that I mean not a starter fertilizer, something like an 1808. or a 1200. The reason so I'm going with these. This was sent to me by Sunnyland. Thank you. I got this, again, reallowdad.com. The reason I'm going to be applying both of these is because, again, it's a liquid nitrogen product. I don't think there's actually officially a limitation on how much you can apply at once. I haven't done my research on that. I haven't tried. I don't care. Because the most I will ever apply is 16 ounces per 1,000, which the most that's going to give you is a 1/4 pound of nitrogen. On the ground, maybe. Depending on the analysis, right? So for this, yes, it would give you about a 1/4. For this, it would give you less than a 1/4. The reason I am applying these both is because I am going to be applying this, like I said, at 16 ounces per 1,000. It's got iron, it's got water-soluble nitrogen, it's also got the peptides, right? So I would apply this. And then maybe the next day, because it's still within that week, within the next day, I would apply this because it does not have, it does have iron, but it doesn't have this is urea, where this is water-soluble nitrogen. I don't know the differences in the nitrogen. This has the peptides, this doesn't, but when you combine it with this, which I'm going to do, which is the Sunnyland Micro Blend, or Miners, it's the micros though. This is going to give me my micronutrients combined with this. So what I'm going to do is apply the SYFE. That's the order, right? Okay. I always forget the order of those ones. And then the next day apply the combination of these two. These were both sent to me by Sunnyland. Thank you, Sunnyland/Lee. I've already made a video with these two. They're super easy to use. I mean, yeah, it's not crazy. It's not insane science here. So I'm going to be applying this combination. Like I said, it's a day apart. 14 days after I get done with the starter, because I really want to kick it in gear. That'll give a 1/2 pound of nitrogen on the ground. I know that's a lot, but that's really basically just going to be pushing the baby grass, because again, I've already applied TNex, right? And by now the TNex is going to start wearing off, but we'll figure that out. And then again, or not again, a week later after that. So I already put a 1/2 pound. A week later, I'm going to do this combination, which includes the addition of CytoGrow. So again, now I'm getting another 1/2 pound. So over 2 weeks, I'm getting a pound of nitrogen on the ground. And I know that seems like a lot, because it is. It's just what I'm planning on doing. I really want to see if I can really crank up that grass, get it really, really moving. And then CytoGrow, I did a video on this already, but this is a hormone biostimulant, which should aid in the rapid growth of all the grass. It's primarily going to affect the baby grass because it's not still going to have TNex in its system, or it won't have TNex in its system at all, where the other grass might. But either way, it'll speed up everything. I'll be mowing like crazy. That's fine. Okay, that's the plan for the front. Okay, and the reason I'm doing mostly liquids is, again, it's hard to do spreaders and stuff on the front. Now on to the back. The back is basically the same. For the back, I've already started lowering the height of cut on my automower. So now it's at like 1 inch, and in a couple days I'm going to turn it all the way down to 0.8 inches. So that's already taken care of. Then this weekend, or somewhere around there, I'm going to dethatch and scarify. Although I'm going to hold off on the scarification until 3 to 4 days before I seed, because I want to scarify in 3 different directions minimum, to allow the seed kind of an avenue, right? Somewhere to lay down. Because it's sort of like slit seeding when you combine scarifying and broadcast spreading. I don't know how accurate that is, but I definitely want to try it. So, so that is going to be basically 14 to 21 days before seeding. I'm also going to be applying meso with a non-ionic surfactant in the back, because I have Nimblewill and other crap back there that I want to take care of. In addition to that, I do have some spots of very obvious poatriv that I'm just going to glyphosate. I'm going to glyphosate it 21 days before, around the same time I apply the meso. I'm going to glyphosate again 7 days later, and then one more time 7 days after that, right before I seed. That might seem like a lot. I don't care. It's just me. I'm also going to be aerating back there, the same schedule. I'm also going to be applying TNex back there, the same schedule. Basically, everything is the same up until seeding time. So I'm applying the seed with the hydretain, with the meso. All that's the same, but then my starter, I'm going to be using, oops, X-Start DIY. Again, on Yard Mastery. I'll link any of this stuff that I can. But X-Start, it's basically, I don't want to say it's basically the same because that would not be accurate, but for all intents and purposes, it's basically the same as a granular version of the Subvert GTMF. Because it's going to have peptides, it has 824.4 analysis. It's a granular, so I don't have to apply it as often. Since it is a granular, I think it's what, 14 to 21 days after you apply this, apply it again. By then, I'm going to wait a minimum 2 to 3 weeks before I do anything else, and then I'm going to start with a nitrogen fertilizer. The nitrogen fertilizer I'm going for granularly in the back is I'm going to first hit it with the Yard Mastery, which is made by Sunnyland, the Yard Mastery Macro Micro Blend. And I'll do a whole video on this when I get there, but this is, I'll do a whole video when I get there. This isn't a video to talk about this. But it's got a whole bunch of micros, it's got a whole bunch of macros. So it's a 24/48. So that's going to help kind of slowly move out of the starter and into the heavy end, but there still is, P and K. And then 2 weeks after that, a week after that, I'm going to be using Balance DIY, which is pretty similar in analysis, just a little less nitrogen. I'm also going to be putting this down 1/2 pound of nitrogen, not 1/2 pound of this. This is a Carbon Earth Company fertilizer, also available on Yard Mastery. The reason I want to do so much balance in the back is because the back is going to be mowed significantly shorter, so I just want to be nice to it a little bit more, Anyway, last note here, the seed I'm going to be using in the back is another GCI Blue Heat Kentucky Bluegrass. Oh, and then if I have any bare spots, this is the turf type version, but you get the point. If I have any bare spots, I'll just fill it in with some Turf Mend GCI seed. Okay, so that is my, I don't know if I'm in frame. Okay, so that's my plan. Yeah, oh, also in the back, sided row. I think that's pretty assumed, but that's my overseed plan. Shoot me a comment down below if you think that sounds stupid, or you're like, hey, that sounds cool, or even if you just want to say, hey, like the video if you liked it. You can steal the plan, whatever. I don't know if you think it's dumb or think it's cool or what. But subscribe if you're not. Yeah, shoot me a message on Instagram @LazyLawns. Sorry I'm so sweaty. It is just so muggy in here, I need an AC in here or something, man. All right, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace.